I don't know. I wouldn't know how he feeling. Like I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind. But I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling at this time. You just can think that this person knows. And
Even Solange's son, the Daniel kid, he says he doesn't have a great relationship with Beyonce, Jay-Z. What do you feel someone coming out saying, "Hey, Jay-Z's my father"? What does that person want from a Hov if he's saying he does not
To
care? You
prove
think
that his mother wasn't a liar, because that's what they said his entire life while she was alive.
Girl, buckle up because this story is wild. Rymir Carter, yes, that Rymir, has spent most of his life chasing one thing, the truth. And honey, it's not just any truth. It's whether Jay-Z, hip-hop royalty himself, is actually his biological father. Now get this. Rymir has been on this journey for over a decade. He's 32 now and still fighting. But once you start digging into the full story, it goes from sad to straight up disturbing. And it all comes back to how his mother, Wanda, was allegedly treated by Jay-Z. Wanda was only 16 in 1992 when she met Jay-Z, who was already in his 20s. They had a brief fling, but when she got pregnant, everything flipped. Jay-Z allegedly went ghost. No calls, no help, no nothing, just vanished.
There, I was present. I heard it come out of her mouth. Wanda was a minor. A minor! When she got pregnant with Rymir. And like Wanda always said, he picked her up in Philly, but he took her to New York across state lines to bed her while she was allegedly underage. Even though Lily was present when Rymir was born. She was very clear on the fact that Wanda was a minor when she was pregnant with Rob.
And if you think that's bad, it gets darker. Pennsylvania law says Wanda was too young to give legal consent at the time. And then comes the shady part. Rumor has it she was taken across state lines from Philly to New York. That's not just drama, that's potentially criminal. We're not talking oops here, we're talking a major felony if true. It's not just some scandalous past, it could have been a crime.
I don't know, I think his mom was underage or something when he was born, so I think that's probably... Yeah, I think that's probably part of it.
Yeah.
But like I said again, it's not the same as now.
But is the mom still alive?
No, she died. She died.
Huh.
She was 15 when she had him.
Oh. How old was Jay?
Like 20-something, I guess.
Oh.
Like 20, probably early 20, like 24.
We don't know if it's true. This is just...
No, but I'm saying he took the DNA thing with the, it was ancestry type shit. I think it, like somebody popped up on it, like, because you got different kids that's in different places. My thing is this, if I got $1 billion, right, I would want to have a lot of kids. You my kid, I got so much money, I don't give a fuck. You my kid or not.
You get some sperm. You get some sperm.
You get some sperm. If you are my kid, I f your mom, and you my kid. Even if I want to be around you, don't want to see you, don't want to. If I want the world to know,
right? But think about the headline.
Wanda tried to protect Rymir from all this for a while. She stayed quiet until she couldn't anymore. As Rymir got older, she finally sat him down and told him everything. That was the turning point. That's when Rymir started fighting to prove the truth for himself. But every time he tried to push forward, boom, roadblocks. Jay-Z's legal team? Oh, they weren't playing. Lawyers kept switching. Documents mysteriously vanished, and good luck even getting a judge to listen. It was like the whole system was built to make this disappear.
Spoke on the love child Rymir, Jay-Z, he's come out and said, like, this is just long-term harassment, man. He's like, this thing is just won't go away.
Long-term harassment. You know how disrespectful that is to a man that looks almost identical to you?
Yeah, that's his child. That's very disrespectful. I mean,
to a man that chances are, just out of nowhere, random universal selection, this boy who's not related to you has your nose, has your mouth, has your brow line, has your hairline, same straight knobby knees, is like all of this just by accident. Just by accident. It's just a coincidence that this man looks like he could be your Irish twin. Are you kidding me? I'll tell you what I do know. I do know that I have listened to actual commentary from his godmother, Lily, who sat with a friend of mine, Liz Crokin.
And let's be real, Jay-Z still hasn't taken a DNA test. Rymir isn't even asking for money. He just wants the truth. But instead of answers, he's been handed court delays, legal tricks, and now, get this, a gag order. Yes, a gag order, like someone is really trying to shut him up for good.
I think it's the girl like Tasha K. She got a Jay-Z son on there.
Oh, his alleged son?
No. If you talk to him personally, that's his son.
You think that's his son?
Yeah. You know what I think his son? First of all, Jay-Z offered him money. At first, he offered him bread, like, and everything, but his aunt, this is like his caretaker, didn't like approve of it. She said no. Jay-Z got a lien on her house, all type of shit that was going on. Yeah, the lady put up paperwork and everything with his name on it and all that. I mean, but young boy's so thorough though. He just want a dad. He not trying to get no money. He not trying to do none of that. I mean, that's why. So I told him when he called me 2 years ago. I said, listen, I don't want to be the one to tell your story because they're gonna think I'm trying to catch rep off of it. So let me let you tell your story somewhere else first. I mean. Then I could talk about it. But he called me like 2 years ago telling me like, I said, oh, young boy. He's like, I just want a dad. I don't want no money. I'm already 18. I think he was like 20 something at the time. But something happened to him and I was like, yo, that sounds kind of weird. He said he was coming out from work, going to work, and there was a gun in his car. Like when he opened the door, he seen the gun. He said he went to go like call his man like, yo, did you leave a gun in my car? His man's like, no. He said, why you on the phone talking to his man? The cops pull up and lock him up. He said he told the cops, no, that's not my gun. He's like, so he went in the building he was in and they seen that somebody pulled up and put the guns in his car.
Oh.
And pulled off. I said, bro, I don't know nobody in the hood that got guns to just waste like that to do that. I don't know what. He's like, yeah, so like Jay-Z had a gag order against him, like trying to get a gag order and trying to. If my thing is, if this is not my son, I'll just take a test, get over with.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that you dodging it and whatever, to me.
Don't nobody want to talk about the other kids that everybody denies don't exist and whatever. To be a billionaire that can't get a loan is one thing. But to be a broke billionaire and a deadbeat dad, that's something different.
Yeah. Even Solange's son, the Daniel kid, he says he doesn't have a great relationship with Beyonce, Jay-Z. What do you feel someone coming out saying, hey, Jay-Z's my father? What does that person want from a Hov if he's saying he does not care?
To prove that his mother wasn't a liar, because that's what they said his entire life while she was alive. Denying him makes her a liar. That woman was on the phone with the judge who was harassing her, telling her, demanding that she stop filing for paternity when she gave way and died. His mama died on the phone. Trying to get proper acknowledgement for him. If your mama died like that, would you just sit around and let people keep calling her a liar? That's how your mama died, with a judge yelling at her. And turns out now, all these judges were bought off and paid off, and they're going to be looking at sanctions and probably charges. Because what they did was illegal.
Oh, and we haven't even talked about Beyonce. Sis allegedly tried to keep Jay's image clean from day one. Word is, someone from her circle straight up told Rymir to walk away. Then boom, someone pops up at Rymir's house not long after. Coincidence? Really? And still, Rymir's standing strong. He's been saying for years that Jay-Z is his father. He even talked about how dangerous things got for him and his mom growing up in Philly. Abandoned, struggling, just trying to survive.
I don't know how he feeling. Like I would hope he would think about it and this would be in his mind, but I wouldn't actually know what another person is feeling at this time. You just can think that this person knows and thinking about it and stuff like that. I really want to know how that is. So my mom did tell me she went in there and filed a fraternity test, and it just basically I can say it was a whole lot of running around with that case. It was a whole lot of things that wasn't, what can I say, we didn't have enough information to push the case. That's what I basically can say. We didn't have enough information to keep the case going. So it was a big case to me because I really wanted to find out who my father was, and for the case not to go how I was planning it. I really thought it was going to go different than what it was, but well, I really feel like it should have been over with, because you know, I feel like if it was anybody else, you know, like, oh, I'm not saying this because people got higher standards or people make more money than that, but it's just different because, you know, if it was anybody else that made a low income, I feel like they would have had them in there way faster than people that's wealthy. I really try not to get frustrated, you know, basically. I really try not to think about it, you know, I go on with my life because, you know, anything could happen, but, you know, I still gotta live for myself at the end of the day, you know, I still gotta work and bring in income for me, you know, I can't sit around, you know, I gotta get up off my feet and do something, you know, I can't wait on the world, like I can't say, you know, I can't wait on anybody to want to respond when they want to. It is important that I know who my biological father is, just because, you know, my mom health, I don't know if it's coming from our family or it's coming from the other side, and that would be something I really would want to find out, because, you know, in the future, you don't know what could happen. And a lot of people are so quick to judge because they see somebody coming out and try to find out if the person, you know, trying to find out things, they so negative to push you down. Like, you know, people are just so quick to judge a person that's a low, I won't say low income, but somebody that doesn't have it, and somebody that does, they always think, you know, you coming after that person's money, or they never look at the full story and things like that. It was rough, you know, living in Philadelphia, you know, it was a hard city. Like, you know, it started to get wilder as the years went on, like, you know.
Have you ever been in a situation where you were almost killed?
I have been, I wouldn't say the crossfire was for me, but it was people, like, it was a couple shootings that I have been around, but it wasn't for me, like, it wasn't intended for me or nothing like that. It's just, you know, it's dangerous down there.
But the question everyone keeps asking, if Jay-Z really isn't the father, why not just take the damn test? It's a quick cheek swab. Done. Instead, he's been ducking and dodging it for years, pouring who knows how much money into legal battles. Just to avoid it, that alone is suspicious.
Like, it's not, you don't have to prove me wrong. I just want the truth. Honestly, I can take a no. I can take, if I'm embarrassed at the end of the day, I can take that. I really can. I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot. I could take me being embarrassed. Like, this can't take nobody not saying nothing. Like, you know, it's not fair for 7. My mom had to sit down with me. I guess she thought I was old enough to know now, and she been saying Sean Carter, that's what she was calling him at first before she was calling it Jay-Z, and I really didn't know who that was because I was young, and, you know, had my little brother, and I really wasn't worrying about it. She was saying it a lot, but I really just was going along with the person I was just seeing, like the person I looked at who was taking care of me at that time. I really wasn't really trying to understand what my mom was talking about, but she constantly put it in my head like, son, it's not your father, and I really want you to know it is. This person is your father, and I just want you to know. And she continued to tell me that over the years and over the years and over the years, even till I was grown. He never tried to contact me in any type of way, and that's all I'm asking is, like, cause I honestly really want the case to be over with. Like, I've been going through, just like I said, a lot, and as I said, I'm not chasing nobody. I'm not trying to do this to make somebody seem like a bad person, a bad father. I'm not trying to make nobody seem like a bad person or nothing. I'm just really coming out here for the truth. I don't want no money or anything. I wasn't looking for none of that. I just want to know the truth. And if I can't go to the courts and get the truth, like, what is it really? Why you? What is it? I just really want it over. It's something that's really affecting my life, and I just want it over with. I work every day. I also have my own kids to take care of. So it's like, it's been a journey for me, and it's just like, you know, I just got so much on my name right now. I never ask for money. I don't do interviews just saying, hey, Jay-Z, give me your money, or I'm coming at the Jay-Z for his money. I never did that. I'm not that type of person. I work for everything. Next is, I'm just trying to basically make sure no other kids or nobody else in the world has to go through this. Basically, don't feel afraid to go to court and see if a person is your biological parents. You know, so many people are scared, and this is a big thing in the world. A lot of people don't have their fathers because they scared to go out and search for them.
But what really hits people is how Wanda was treated, a young girl, barely out of high school, left alone and pregnant by one of the most powerful names in music. Jay-Z allegedly gave her nothing. No help, no check-ins, nothing. And then when her son grows up and starts asking questions, he gets silence, like he doesn't even exist. Now, a judge finally allowed the case to move forward. Jay-Z's been ordered to respond by July 18th, and let me tell you, this is no small case. This could rock everything: his billion-dollar brand, his clean reputation, his so-called legacy. And what makes it worse? This whole mess started more than 30 years ago, with how he treated a teenage girl and her baby. Even Beyonce, who's usually unbothered and silent, is reportedly furious. Not because Jay-Z cheated, let's be honest, that's old news, but because this scandal is putting the Carter brand at risk. Legacy, power, Parkwood, Blue Ivy's Grammys. It's all on the line now. Insiders say things between Jay and Bey are seriously strained. This isn't just a little drama. This is legacy-shattering stuff.
Jay-Z, over the course of his career, and I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know. For some reason, y'all like to conveniently forget what age Foxy Brown was when he was with her. Y'all like to forget that he was rolling with R. Kelly and they was doing a lot of things together. Y'all like to forget a lot of that, right? But good PR, good marketing, and the fact that, you know, Jay-Z got a lot of this industry on lock. So he's able to keep a lot of things hush-hush. He's very powerful, and Beyonce is too. But they are still black, and this industry is not. The people that run it, they are not, okay? So when they're done with you and it's your turn to be exposed, you're going to be exposed too. So long story short, I told y'all Diddy was first, but they're not done with him. More people are going to come out. What I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time. So they together, but they living separate. And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jason Lee. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce. Okay, and she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, "Oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah 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 blah." Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows. She was ready to leave him years ago, but the industry it's different. And I don't want to say it's an Illuminati contract, because I don't know how the Illuminati get down. I really don't know. And I'm not gonna lie to you and say I do. But essentially, she's been stuck, right? But I believe this is gonna be her chance to get out. And according to what I heard, if certain things that I can't even speak on come out, she gone. She's gonna protect her image. All right. And I don't know what would be the bigger divorce, Will and Jada or Beyonce and Jay-Z. But just know everybody's gonna be talking about.
Back in Philly, Rymir wasn't about to roll over and quit. Not after everything, especially not after losing his mother, Wanda. Her final moments, she was literally begging over the phone for justice. It was heartbreaking. By then, Rymir had grown into a man, with Jay-Z's eyes no less. But this wasn't just about proving who his dad was anymore. This was bigger. This was about truth, corruption, power. Then came the leak. Out of nowhere, a confidential affidavit popped up on Reddit of all places. Yup, posted anonymously by someone claiming to be a court clerk. Was this person paid off? Or just sick of the secrets? Either way, what the document said was shocking. It revealed that a judge had actually ordered a sealed DNA test back in 2011. Guess what? The results showed a 99.98% match. Let that sink in. But here's the kicker. The test was never enforced, just swept under the rug like it never existed. And if that wasn't shady enough, think about what that means. If proven, this isn't just a paternity issue anymore. It opens the door to something way darker. There'd have to be an investigation into an inappropriate relationship Jay-Z may have had with a minor. And y'all remember the rumors about Foxy Brown too, right? This ain't the first time whispers like that have followed him.
I don't know where you was at back in the 80s or the early 90s, Vlad, but my neighborhood, every girl that's bad, that's 16 and 15, 17, had old head boyfriends. They had the Benzes, the big ropes, so and it wasn't frowned upon. It was just regular. That's how it went. So you know what I mean, so like the time era back then. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying the time era back then. If he was doing that, it was cool to do back then. And like now it's everybody politically correct and you can't do that stuff. But I know even when I was a young boy, I had my little girlfriends. They all had an old head boyfriend that they was messing with. You know what I mean? Like they old head boyfriend. They just buy them clothes, don't really take them somewhere, whatever stuff you can't do, and they mess with you. It's for real. I mean, but that's just how I went. I mean, but now this world is like, you know what I mean? You gotta can't do stuff like that. But that's how I always went. So if they compare today's era with if he did that with Foxy Brown back in the day, it's not the same.
Yeah, I mean, she's not saying anything happened. They were just...
Plus, he put it on. She got on.
But Jay-Z's legal dream team wasn't done. They used some sneaky technicality to get Wanda's case dismissed altogether. And then, get this, the judge who made that ruling retired 6 months later and went off to buy a $3 million estate in Turks and Caicos through an LLC. Tell me that doesn't scream hush money. By the time TMZ and CNN caught wind of it, it was already too late. The internet exploded. Instagram was flooded with side-by-side pics of Jay-Z and Rymir. Same nose, same eyes. Twitter, well, now called X, was on fire. The phrase deadbeat billionaire trended for days. Even SNL jumped in. They joked about it being the billionaire version of Maury. 50 Cent? He was out sipping champagne on a yacht in Miami, posting shady memes like, I told y'all it wasn't about beef, I had to. This was no longer some hidden paternity case. It was about legacy, bloodlines, and billions, and the entire world was watching. Then came the twist. Rymir's federal case dropped. Just like that, on July 27th. But wait, he didn't drop it because he gave up, not even close. He hopped on Instagram and made it clear. This was strategy. We had to stop playing checkers and start playing chess, he said. This isn't surrender, it's a pause. He's not done, not by a long shot. And let's clear one thing up. Rymir isn't asking for child support or back pay. This man is not trying to cash out. He's suing for damages to his reputation and the personal hell he's been through. He says Jay-Z committed fraud in court, lied, manipulated, twisted the truth every which way just to keep the truth buried. Sure, the federal case is closed for now, but Rymir's not walking away. He's just changing his game, adapting. He's still chasing the truth. And if he's right, Jay-Z's little legal win is nothing but temporary. Because the chessboard? Oh honey, it's still wide open. And Rymir, he's ready to make his next move.